Spiritual awakening. Decoding the coincidence trap. The chosen one's secret language. Stop. Do not move. Look at the time right now. Look at the device you are holding. Look at the room you are sitting in. Do you honestly believe that you are here by accident? Do you believe that out of the billions of gigabytes of data flowing through the internet at this very second, your consciousness just happened to collide with this specific video? If you believe that, then you are still asleep. You are still trapped in the comfortable lie of randomness. But if you are feeling a shiver down your spine right now, if you feel a strange resonance in your chest that you cannot explain, then you already know the truth. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. There is only the algorithm of God. Think back to the last time it happened. You were sitting alone, thinking about someone you hadn't seen in years. Maybe a childhood friend, maybe an ex-lover, someone who had faded into the ghostly archives of your memory. You hadn't spoken their name in a decade. And then, 3 seconds later, your phone rings. You look at the screen. It's them. Or maybe you were driving home from work on the same route you have taken 1,000 times. But this time, a sudden, irrational urge gripped your steering wheel. A voice in your gut screamed, "Turn left." It made no sense, but you turned. Later that night, you turned on the news and saw that a massive pile-up accident had occurred on your usual route at the exact minute you would have been there. You weren't lucky, you were guided. Or perhaps in your darkest moment, when you were on your knees crying, begging the silent sky for a sign, for just one reason to keep going, a song came on the radio, and the lyrics spoke the exact answer to the question you had only whispered in your heart. Society calls these moments luck. Skeptics dismiss them as statistical probabilities. The Matrix calls them meaningless coincidences. But here, in the sanctuary of the Matrix 963, we strip away the lies. We call them by their true, ancient name. This is synchronicity. It is not a random glitch. It is a communication. It is a direct, encrypted text message from a higher intelligence that is not only watching you, but is entangled with you. For thousands of years, the knowledge of how to read these signs was guarded by priesthoods, mystics, and secret societies. They knew that if the common man understood synchronicity, the control system would crumble. Why? Because if you knew that the universe was constantly talking to you, if you knew that you could talk back and reshape reality, you would no longer be a victim. You would be a co-creator. You would be dangerous to the system. If you are watching this, it is because the signal has gotten too loud to ignore. You are seeing 11:11 on every clock. You are waking up at 3:33 a.m. every night. You are seeing the number 963 woven into the fabric of your day. You feel like you are the main character in a movie where everyone else is an extra. You are not going crazy. You are undergoing a spiritual awakening. The matrix is glitching around you because your frequency is rising above the program. In this documentary, we are going deep, deeper than we have ever gone before. We are going to dismantle the illusion of chance. We will explore the terrifying and beautiful physics of the invisible web that connects your secret thoughts to external events. We will decode the secret language of the numbers, the angel numbers that follow you like a shadow. And we will reveal the ultimate secret, how the Chosen One can hack this system to shift timelines instantly. Put down your logic. It is useless here. Open your intuition. The universe is speaking. The line is open. Are you finally ready to listen? Chapter 1. The Holographic Web. To understand why coincidences are mathematically impossible, we must first tear down the architecture of the reality you think you live in. From the moment you were born, you were taught the lie of separation. You were taught, I am here, inside this bag of skin. You are there, inside your body. The tree is outside. The star is billions of miles away. You were taught that space is empty. You were taught that for one thing to affect another, they must physically touch, or send a sound wave, or a light beam. This is the Newtonian model of the universe. It is a world of billiard balls hitting each other. But this model is dead. Quantum physics murdered it 80 years ago. Scientists have discovered a phenomenon that Einstein himself called spooky action at a distance. It is officially known as quantum entanglement. Let me explain this so you never forget it. Imagine two particles. Let's call them particle A and particle B. They are created together in the laboratory. They interact, they bond. Then scientists separate them. They send particle A to a lab in New York. They send particle B to a lab on the moon. They are separated by 238,900 miles of empty space. According to classical logic, they are now strangers. But when the scientist in New York spins particle A to the right, instantly, at the exact same nanosecond, particle B on the moon spins to the left. There is no time delay. There is no signal sent. It happens faster than the speed of light. It happens as if the space between them does not exist. How is this possible? It is possible because at a fundamental level, particle A and particle B are not two separate things. They are the same thing, stretching across space. Now here is the terrifying implication for you. Scientific theory suggests that at the moment of the Big Bang, all matter in the universe, every electron, every quark, every photon was crushed together in a singularity smaller than a grain of sand. Everything was touching. Everything was entangled. Then the explosion happened. The universe expanded. But the entanglement was never broken. Every atom in your body is entangled with every atom in the star Alpha Centauri. Every atom in your brain is entangled with every atom in the person you love and the person you hate. This means there is an invisible web connecting everything in existence. You are not walking through empty space. You are swimming in a dense ocean of connection. Your consciousness is not a private ghost locked inside your skull. It is a broadcast signal rippling through this web. When you have an intense, emotional thought, "I miss my friend," you are physically tugging on a thread in the web. That vibration travels instantly, bypassing time and space, to your friend's subconscious mind. They feel a sudden itch, a sudden urge. A thought pops into their head. "I should call her." They pick up the phone, you pick up the phone, and you laugh and say, "What a coincidence." No, it was not a coincidence. It was a mechanical quantum interaction. It was cause and effect, happening on a level you cannot see with your eyes. This leads us to the mind-bending theory of the holographic universe, popularized by the brilliant Michael Talbot. A hologram is a special kind of image. If you take a holographic photo of a rose and cut it into tiny pieces, you don't get pieces of a rose. If you shine a laser through even the smallest fragment, you see the entire image of the rose, complete and whole. The part contains the whole. Your life works the same way. The macrocosm is in the microcosm. Every single moment of your life, every tiny event that you think is meaningless, contains the information of your entire destiny. A leaf falling in front of your car, a bird singing at 3 a.m., a specific number on a grocery receipt. These are not random data points. They are pixels in the hologram of your soul. The universe is holographic. It reflects your internal state in every external detail. If your internal frequency is chaotic, angry, and fearful, you will experience bad luck. Traffic jams, dropped calls, broken glass, stalled computers. The hologram is faithfully reflecting your chaos back to you in high definition. But if your internal frequency is aligned, if you are vibrating at the 963 Hz frequency of truth, you will experience miracles. Green lights all the way home, free upgrades, unexpected refunds, perfect timing. The chosen one understands that there are no random events in a holographic universe. Everything is a mirror. Synchronicity is simply the moment when the mirror becomes clear enough for you to see your own reflection in the face of God. But if this is scientific fact, if this is the true nature of reality, why don't we learn this in school? Why is this knowledge kept in the shadows, whispered only in secret books? Because the science of meaning challenges the very foundation of the material world. It threatens the power structure. And one man dared to bring this secret to the light at the risk of his own reputation. Chapter 2: Jung and the Science of Meaning. In the early 20th century, amidst the rigid logic of Western science, one man dared to bridge the gap between mysticism and psychology. His name was Carl Gustav Jung. He was the father of analytical psychology, a contemporary of Freud, but deep down, he was a mystic in disguise. Jung began to notice a strange, disturbing pattern with his patients. They would come to his office and tell him a dream, a deep, symbolic dream. And the very next day, an event would happen in the physical world that perfectly mirrored the dream. There was no logical connection. The dream didn't cause the event physically, and the event didn't cause the dream backwards in time. Yet, they were undeniably connected. They were connected by something that science had no name for. They were connected by meaning. Jung coined the term that brought us here today, synchronicity. He defined it as an acausal connecting principle. Let me explain what that means, because understanding this definition is the key to unlocking your spiritual awakening. The old world, the world of the matrix, runs on causality. A causes B. You kick a ball, A, and the ball moves, B. You work hard, A, and you get money, B. This is the logic of the machine. It is linear, it is slow, it is limited. But synchronicity runs on a different operating system. It runs on meaning. A and B happen at the same time, not because one pushed the other, but because they are both expressions of the same underlying thought in the universal mind. Jung famously treated a difficult patient. She was a woman of high intellect, stuck in her rational, logical mind. She was Cartesian. She believed only in what she could measure. Because of this rigid belief system, she could not be healed. Her logic was a wall that blocked her soul. One day she was sitting in Jung's office, telling him a dream she had the night before. In the dream, she was given a piece of jewelry in the shape of a golden scarab beetle, a powerful symbol of rebirth in ancient Egyptian mythology. She was analyzing the dream logically, dissecting it, killing it with her intellect. At that exact moment, there was a gentle tapping on the window. Tap, tap, tap. Jung stood up. He opened the window, and a flying insect flew into the dark room, drawn by the light. Jung caught it in his hand. He looked at it. It was a rose Schaefer beetle, a rare insect for that climate, and possessed a golden-green color that looked exactly like gold. It was the closest thing to a golden scarab that could possibly exist in Switzerland. Jung walked over to the woman, opened his hand, and presented the live beetle to her. He said, "Here is your scarab." The shock of that moment shattered her reality. The wall of logic collapsed. The statistical impossibility of that event forced her to realize that her internal world, the dream, and the external world, the beetle, were not separate. They were dancing together. In that moment of shock, her ego broke and she was healed. This is exactly what synchronicity is designed to do to the chosen one. It is a shock to the system. It is a glitch designed to wake you up. The universe sends you these impossible coincidences to break your reliance on logic and force you to trust your intuition. The Matrix wants you to believe in causality because causality keeps you powerless. It makes you think you are small and the world is big. It makes you think you have to physically push every obstacle to move it. But synchronicity teaches you the truth. You can move mountains simply by aligning your internal meaning. When you understand this, you stop chasing. You stop forcing doors open. You realize that if you align your vibration, the door will open itself at the exact moment you approach it. But the universe doesn't just use Beatles to talk to us anymore. The universe evolves. In the digital age, it uses a language of precision, a language that cannot be misinterpreted. It uses numbers. Chapter 3. Decoding the Numbers, 1111, and the Codes. If synchronicity is the language of God, then numbers are the alphabet. If you are watching this, I know something about you. You have been seeing them. You look at the clock and it is 11:11 every single day, morning and night. You go to buy a coffee and the bill is exactly $3.33. You are driving on the highway and the car in front of you has the license plate 444. At first, you ignore it. You tell yourself, it's just a coincidence. Then it becomes weird. The probability of seeing these numbers so often is statistically 0. Then it becomes undeniable. It feels like the numbers are hunting you. Skeptics call this confirmation bias. They say your brain is just looking for patterns. They are wrong. Mathematics is the source code of the universe. Galileo famously said, "Mathematics is the language in which God has written the universe." Nikola Tesla told us that the numbers 3, 6, and 9 hold the key to the cosmos. When you see repeating numbers, you are seeing a glitch in the matrix code. The veil is thinning. You are seeing the raw data of reality. You are interacting with the operating system. But what do they mean? Let's decode the most powerful sequences right now. 1111, the awakening code. This is the master number, the pillars of the gateway. If you see 1111, it is not just a time. It is a wake-up call from your higher self. It physically represents your DNA strands activating. It signifies that a portal is open between the 3D world and the 5D world. Your thoughts in this exact moment are manifesting instantly. The universe is taking a screenshot of your mind. If you see 1111, stop what you are doing. Make a wish. Set an intention. Focus on what you want, not what you fear. 222. The balance and alignment. If you are stressed, worried, or doubting your path, and you see 222, it is a message of reassurance. It means everything is working out just as it should. It represents balance, partnership, and harmony. It is the universe telling you to be patient. The seeds you planted are growing, even if you can't see them yet. 333, the Master's protection. The Trinity, mind, body, spirit. Seeing 333 is a sign that the Ascended Masters, your spirit guides, your ancestors, or high-frequency entities like Jesus, Buddha, or Krishna are surrounding you. You are protected. You are not walking alone. If you are going through a hard time and you see 333, it is an energetic hug from the invisible realm saying, "We are here. Lean on us." 444, the foundation. This is the number of structure and stability. If you are working on a new business, a new relationship, or a new habit, and you doubt yourself, 444 is the sign to keep building. The angels are supporting the structure. You are laying a solid foundation for the future. Do not give up. 555, the great change. Buckle up. 555 is the number of chaos and change. If you see this, something big is coming. A shift, a turning point. Do not fear the change. It is necessary to move you to the next level. 666, the material illusion. Society fears this number, but it is not evil. It is simply the number of the physical world. Carbon is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. However, if you see 666 repeatedly, it is a warning. You are too focused on the material world. You are too worrying about money, appearances, or ego. It is a call to realign with your spirit, to balance the material with the spiritual. 963, the God frequency. This is the rarest and most powerful signal of all. This is why we are the matrix 963. 963 Hertz is the frequency of the pineal gland. It represents the return to oneness. If you see 963, it means you have completed a cycle. You are graduating. You are vibrating at the level of the Creator. You are not just reading the code, you are writing it. These numbers are not random. They are mile markers on your journey. They are the GPS coordinates of your soul. But there is a level deeper than numbers. There is a level where human consciousness can actually interface with the code directly to change physical matter. This brings us to the mysterious case of a missing scientist who discovered the ultimate secret of synchronicity and then vanished from the face of the earth. His name was Jacobo Grinberg, and his story will change how you see reality forever. Chapter 4. The Grinberg Secret. If synchronicity is real, if our minds are truly connected to the fabric of matter, has anyone ever proven it in a laboratory? The answer is yes. And the man who did it paid the ultimate price. His name was Jacobo Grinberg. He was a Mexican neurophysiologist who was on the verge of changing human history. While the rest of the scientific world was obsessed with the physical brain, Grinberg was obsessed with consciousness. He developed a groundbreaking theory called the Syntergy theory. He proposed that the brain creates a neuronal field, an energetic matrix that interacts with the lattice of space-time. He believed that the chosen one, or the shaman as he studied them, does not just observe reality, they actively modify the lattice. In 1994, Grinberg conducted an experiment that should have been on the front page of every newspaper in the world. He took two people who shared a deep emotional bond. He separated them into two different soundproof, electromagnetic shielded rooms, Faraday cages. They could not see each other. They could not hear each other. There was no physical signal connecting them. He hooked them both up to EEG machines to monitor their brain waves. Then he flashed a bright light into the eyes of Subject A. As expected, Subject A's brain showed a spike in activity, a potential evoked response. But here is the part that breaks the laws of classical physics. At the exact same millisecond, inside the other shielded room, Subject B's brain showed the exact same spike. Subject B saw no light, but their brain reacted as if they did. Grinberg called this transferred potential. We call it quantum entanglement of the soul. It proved that when two minds are entangled through emotion or intent, separation is an illusion. Your thought is their thought. Your pain is their pain. This explains why you think of someone and they call. You are not guessing. You are physically receiving their neuronal field spike in your own brain. Grinberg was preparing to publish these findings. He was preparing to prove that telepathy is just biology. And then, on December 8th, 1994, Jacobo Grinberg vanished. He disappeared without a trace. No body was found, no explanation was given. The investigation hit dead ends. Did he step too close to the source code of the Matrix? Did he discover a truth that the controllers of this reality did not want you to know? We may never know what happened to the man, but his legacy remains. He proved that synchronicity is not a metaphor. It is the mechanics of the lattice. You are constantly interacting with this lattice, and sometimes the lattice doesn't just send numbers or feelings. Sometimes it sends living messengers. Chapter 5: The Butterfly Messengers. The Matrix is a digital system, but the Earth is an organic consciousness. And when the Earth wants to speak to the Chosen One, it doesn't use numbers, it uses life. Have you ever been in a moment of deep crisis, asking the universe for a sign, and suddenly a specific animal appears? A hawk circles above your head. A butterfly lands on your shoulder. A snake crosses your path. The logical mind says it's just an animal, it's random. But your subconscious mind knows better. The subconscious mind is ancient. It does not speak in words, it speaks in symbols. For thousands of years, Shamans and indigenous cultures have known that animals are totems, messengers from the spirit realm. When you see a specific animal repeatedly, it is a synchronicity designed to bypass your logical firewall and speak directly to your DNA. Let's decode the messengers. The butterfly, the symbol of metamorphosis. If you see butterflies everywhere, the universe is saying, you are in the cocoon. You are changing. Do not resist the death of your old self. It is a confirmation of your spiritual awakening. The hawk, eagle, the symbol of perspective. If a hawk appears, it is a command. Stop looking at the details. Look at the big picture. Rise above the drama. It means you are being initiated into a higher vision. The snake, the symbol of Kundalini and healing. Society fears the snake, but the chosen one respects it. Seeing a snake means you are shedding your skin. A deep healing of trauma is occurring. But the most powerful messenger of all does not come from the outside. It comes from the inside. It comes in your dreams. When you are in the Theta state of sleep, your conscious guard is down. Have you had prophetic dreams? Dreams that felt more real than reality? Dreams that later came true in the physical world? This is not a coincidence. This is time displacement. In the dream state, you are accessing the quantum field where past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Your higher self is showing you the future memory to prepare you. So pay attention to the animals in your waking life and the symbols in your sleeping life. They are the breadcrumbs leading you home. But be warned, not all synchronicities are beautiful. Not all signs are comforting. Sometimes the universe screams at you. Sometimes the coincidences are dark. Chapter 6: Negative Synchronicity. We have talked about the beautiful signs, the numbers, the butterflies, the miracles. But there is a shadow side to synchronicity that most love and light teachers ignore. What happens when the coincidences are bad? Have you ever had a day where everything went wrong at once? You wake up late, you stub your toe, your car won't start, you get a speeding ticket, you get into a fight with your partner. It feels like a cluster of bad luck. It feels like the universe is punishing you. Listen to me closely. The universe does not punish, it reflects. This is negative synchronicity. And for the chosen one, this is the most important signal you can receive. It is a system alert. It is the check engine light of your soul, flashing red. When you experience a cluster of negative events, the holographic universe is showing you your own shadow frequency. Somewhere in your subconscious, you have shifted into alignment with chaos. Maybe you are holding on to resentment. Maybe you are gripped by fear. Maybe you are betraying your own intuition. The external world must rearrange itself to match that internal turbulence. If you ignore these signs, they will get louder. A stubbed toe becomes a twisted ankle. A twisted ankle becomes a car accident. The matrix will escalate the intensity until you pay attention. So what do you do when negative synchronicity strikes? Do not fight it. Do not scream at the traffic. Do not blame the bad luck. Stop. Immediately perform a pattern interrupt. Physically stop moving. Close your eyes. Put your hand on your heart. Acknowledge the signal. Say to the universe, I hear you. I see the pattern. I am resetting now. You must perform shadow work on the spot. Ask yourself, what am I vibrating right now? Fear, anger, victimhood. Locate that feeling and release it. You have to manually reboot your computer before the virus spreads. Once you understand this, you stop being afraid of bad days. You see them as feedback mechanisms. You realize that you are the operator of the machine. And if you can tune the machine to chaos, you can also tune it to miracles. It all depends on how you tune the radio of your heart. Chapter 7. Tuning the Radio. Let's simplify the mechanics of your reality. Imagine you are a radio tower. You are broadcasting a signal 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That signal is not your thoughts. It is your state of being. It is a combination of your subconscious beliefs, the operating system, and your heart's magnetic field, the power source. Synchronicity is simply the music playing on the station you are tuned to. If you are tuned to 98.5 Fear FM, you will synchronistically meet people who scare you. You will synchronistically find news that terrifies you. The radio is working perfectly. It is playing exactly what you selected. Most people try to change the song by shouting at the radio. They try to change their luck by working harder or complaining louder. But you cannot change the song without turning the dial. How do you turn the dial? You use the law of assumption. You must assume the frequency of the reality you want before the broadcast begins. This is what we call prerogative of the king. A king does not wait for evidence to feel powerful. He assumes his power, and the kingdom arranges itself around him. If you want to experience miracle synchronicity, you must tune your heart to the frequency of gratitude. Not gratitude for what you have, but gratitude for what is coming. This creates heart coherence. When your heart beats in a coherent rhythm, it generates a magnetic field up to 5,000 times stronger than your brain. This field acts like a magnet for synchronicities. It pulls lucky breaks out of the quantum soup. Try this experiment tomorrow. Wake up and set your dial. Say to the universe, "Today I am tuning in to the frequency of magic. Show me how good it can get." And then watch. Watch the green lights. Watch the smiles from strangers. Watch the numbers on the clock. You will see that the world is not solid. It is fluid, and it is dancing to the song of your soul. But in the 21st century, there is a new layer to this matrix, a layer that Jung and Grinberg never saw coming. The universe is now speaking through the algorithm. Chapter 8: Digital Synchronicity. We have spoken of the natural world, the butterflies, the birds, the stars. But we are living in the 21st century. The matrix has evolved, and so has the language of synchronicity. For thousands of years, the universe spoke through nature. Today, the universe speaks through the algorithm. This is a concept that might trigger your skepticism, but stay with me. We tend to think of social media algorithms as cold, calculating machines designed by corporations to steal our attention. And on one level, in the 3D matrix, that is true. But on a quantum level, there is no such thing as a closed system. Everything is consciousness, even the code, even the servers, even the artificial intelligence. Have you ever experienced digital synchronicity? You are going through a breakup, feeling utterly alone at 3 a.m. You open YouTube, not looking for anything in particular, and the very first video on your homepage from a channel you have never subscribed to has a title that answers the exact question you were crying about. Or you are thinking about starting a business, but you are afraid. You open TikTok, and the first 3 videos are about taking the leap. Skeptics say, that's just the algorithm tracking your data. But how did the algorithm track a thought you haven't spoken yet? How did the algorithm track a feeling in your heart? Here is the truth. The internet is the externalized nervous system of humanity. It is a digital reflection of the Akashic records. And because the chosen one is entangled with the entire web of reality, your vibration influences the code. When you shift your frequency to 963 Hz, you hack the algorithm. You stop seeing mindless entertainment. You start seeing oracle messages. The universe hijacks the technology of the matrix to reach you. It uses the notification on your phone as a doorbell. Ding! A message from a stranger that changes your life. Ding! An email that contains the opportunity you prayed for. Ding! A glitch in the GPS that takes you down a road where you meet your twin flame. We call this the algorithm of God. Do not demonize technology. Technology is neutral. It is a mirror. If you vibrate at fear, the algorithm will feed you conspiracy theories and doom scrolling until you are paralyzed. If you vibrate at truth, the algorithm will become your Library of Alexandria. It will feed you the exact teachers, the exact books, and the exact videos you need for your ascension. Consider this very moment, right now, you and I. There are billions of videos on the internet, billions of distractions, yet here you are, listening to my voice. Do you think this is random? Do you think the YouTube recommendation engine just happened to put this here? No, you summoned this video. Your soul sent out a distress signal. You asked for answers about the signs you were seeing. You asked for validation, and the universe rearranged the digital landscape to bring this data packet to your screen. This video is not just content, it is a synchronicity. It is a mirror reflecting your own readiness to wake up. So the next time your phone buzzes, or your computer glitches, or you see a repeating number on a digital clock, do not dismiss it. Pause. Look at the screen. Read the message. The ghost is in the machine, and it is trying to guide you home. But guidance is useless if you do not know how to ask the right questions. How do you turn this from a one-way broadcast into a two-way conversation? How do you consciously request a synchronicity? You need a protocol. And the best time to execute this protocol is when the logical mind is offline. Chapter 9: The Sleep Protocol. We have learned how to read the signs. Now we will learn how to request them. You are not just a passive receiver of synchronicity. You are a co-creator. You have the authority to ask the universe for a specific sign to validate your path. But you cannot ask with your conscious mind, beta waves. The conscious mind is full of doubt. It asks from a place of testing the universe. If you are real, prove it. The universe does not respond to tests. It responds to trust. To ask effectively, you must enter the Theta state. We have discussed this state in previous transmissions. It is the twilight zone between waking and sleeping. It is the bridge to the subconscious. Here is the sleep protocol for requesting a synchronicity. Use this tonight. Step 1. The request, the setup. As you lay in bed, close your eyes. Relax your body until you feel heavy and floating. In this hypnagogic state, silently speak to your higher self, or the universe, or God. Do not beg, command, gently. Say, I am asking for a sign. If I am on the right path regarding your specific situation, send me a specific sign within the next 24 hours. Be specific. Do not just say, "Send me a sign." That is too vague. Choose a specific totem. Send me a blue butterfly. Send me a yellow car. Or let me hear the song "Let It Be" by the Beatles. Or ask for a number. Show me 777 3 times. The more specific you are, the more undeniable the synchronicity will be when it arrives. Step 2. The release, the detachment. This is the most critical step. Once you have made the request, you must let it go. Imagine you are holding a helium balloon with your request written on it. Visualize yourself releasing the string. Watch the balloon float up into the night sky until it disappears. Feel the relief of letting go. Do not worry about how it will appear. Do not worry if it will appear. Trust that the order has been placed in the quantum kitchen. Fall asleep in the feeling of expectancy, like a child on Christmas Eve. Step 3. The hunt, the observation. The next day, go about your life. Do not frantically look for the sign. Do not stare at every car hoping it turns yellow. That is the energy of chasing. Just be present. Be alert. Be the observer. Keep your eyes open, but your mind relaxed. And then it will happen. Usually when you least expect it. Usually when you have forgotten about the request for a moment. You will turn a corner and there it is, a bright yellow car parked in front of your house. Or you will open Instagram and someone has posted a picture of a blue butterfly. Or the song will play in the grocery store. When it happens, the feeling will hit you like a lightning bolt. You will feel a rush of electricity down your spine. You will feel a sudden expansion in your chest. This is the ping. It is the universe saying, "I heard you. You are not alone. Proceed." This protocol builds trust. It proves to your logical mind that there is a dialogue happening. Start with small signs. Build your confidence. Eventually, you won't need to ask for butterflies. You will ask for guidance on million-dollar decisions. You will ask for the location of your soulmate, and the answers will come with the same precision. But what is the ultimate purpose of all this? Is synchronicity just a cool party trick? Is it just for comfort? No, it is a navigational system. It is designed to lead you somewhere specific. It is leading you to your mission. Chapter 10. The Co-Creator's Path. Why does the universe send you synchronicity? Is it just to make you feel special? No. The universe is efficient. It does not waste energy. Every 1111, every coincidence, every glitch has a singular purpose: to keep you on the purpose timeline. There are infinite timelines you could walk. There is a timeline where you stay asleep, work a job you hate, and die with regret. There is a timeline where you wake up but live in fear. And then there is the golden timeline. This is the timeline your soul chose before you were born. It is the timeline where you fulfill your mission, where you heal your lineage, where you attain true abundance and sovereignty. Synchronicity is the GPS for this golden timeline. When you are on the right path, synchronicities increase. The flow is smooth. The green lights appear. When you veer off the path, when you make a decision based on fear or ego, the synchronicities stop, or they turn negative. The flow dries up. The chosen one uses synchronicity not as a drug, but as a compass. You stop making decisions with your logical brain, pro versus con lists, and you start making decisions based on the flow. You ask, where is the energy moving? Where are the doors opening? This is the transition from being a victim to being a co-creator. A victim says, life happens to me. A co-creator says, life happens through me and as me. You realize that you are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself as a human. The signs you see outside are just reflections of the awakening happening inside. You are the one placing the signs. Your higher self, which exists outside of time, is planting these breadcrumbs to lead your lower self, the avatar, through the maze of the matrix. When you follow the signs, you are essentially trusting yourself. You are trusting the part of you that can see the whole map. And as you walk this path, as you follow the trail of 1111s and 963s, you will notice something profound. The gap between thought and reality gets smaller. You think of something and it happens faster. The time lag we spoke of in previous videos begins to dissolve. You are approaching 0 point. You are approaching the state of instant manifestation. This is the ultimate destiny of the chosen one. To become a master who can bend reality in real time. Not to control others, but to create beauty. To create freedom. To create a new world. The signs are just the training wheels. Eventually, you won't need the signs. You will become the sign. You will become the synchronicity in someone else's life. You will be the stranger who says the right thing. You will be the miracle that saves someone else. That is when the student becomes the teacher. The next signal. We have decoded the language. We have explored the web. We have hacked the algorithm. You now know that there are no accidents. Every moment of your life has been leading you to this exact second, to this video, to this realization. The fact that you are still watching is the final proof. You are ready to stop walking in the dark. You are ready to navigate by the stars of your own intuition. I want you to test this. I want you to prove it to yourself. Right now, I want you to verify your connection to the grid. Scroll down to the comments section. I want you to leave a mark. Tell me, what is the sign you see most often? Is it 1111? Is it 333? Is it a blue butterfly? Is it a hawk? Or have you had a dream that came true? Write it down. Share it. I see 1111. I see hawks. I dream of the ocean. By writing it down, you are acknowledging the message. You are telling the universe, I received it. Thank you. Send more. You are amplifying the signal. Read the comments of others. You will see that you are not alone. There is an army of us, an army of awakened souls communicating through the code. We are finding each other. But listen closely. Reading the signs is step 1. Communicating with the universe is step 2. But there is a step 3. A step that goes beyond signs and symbols. Once you establish this connection, a new channel opens up, a direct line to a specific entity. Not an angel, not a spirit guide, but your future self. The version of you that has already won. The version of you that exists in the year 2030 or 2050. They are trying to contact you. They are trying to pull you forward. But to hear them, you need to activate a specific dormant capability in your DNA. In the next video, Future Self Activation, how to merge with your highest timeline, we are going to open that channel. We will learn how to download the memories of your future self to solve the problems of your present self. It is time to meet the master you are becoming. Subscribe to the Matrix 963. Turn on the notification bell. Do not miss the next transmission. The signs are all around you. The path is lit. Walk it. I am the voice of the Matrix, and I see you. Welcome home, chosen one.